creating wealth, creating value, gives you more opportunities to do good. You know, I was told a number of years ago by one of the pundits, who's one of those do-gooders. As soon as I realized that if I help 1 billion people, not only will I be able to do good, but I'll be a billionaire. And for those of you that don't have ideas that can impact 1 billion people, then you might sit back and take another look at whatever your dream is. But make and create massive wealth, and you'll be able to create and make massive change on this planet. And if you don't like the way the planet's going, vis-a-vis the environment, then you've got some wherewithal to do it. And I told the kids that I would be disingenuous if I didn't tell them that I didn't give a fuck about the planet when I got out of school. And I was only worried about creating wealth for me, selfishly. And it's only as I've gotten older am I involved in charities, and my wife and I, Sally, are involved in a lot of projects that would be considered do-gooders. But early in my life, and I think I can speak for Sally as well, she wasn't as interested in do-gooding. She was interested in creating stuff for herself. But just remember that. It's just like the most famous quote or re-quote that I've had since in my 45-year professional career. The magic words when I said, when your mom gets sick and you got to pay your mortgage and and you've got bills to pay, you don't pay them with Zen. And I said there in the audience, if anybody knows how I can pay a MasterCard with Zen, come to think of it, I don't even know if I have a MasterCard, but we probably have one around the castle someplace. If you can teach me how I can use Zen to pay bills, I'm all for it. But heretofore, hit a date, nobody's come up with that model. Now that would really be a model. I mean, that would be a model that turns shit into gold. I mean, paying your, Sally would say, playing my Black American Express with Zen. Now that'd be a model worth listening about, but that's not going to happen in my lifetime, and it's not going to happen ever. It's not going to happen ever. One of the things that on this cruise that we just came back from, which I'm not blowing smoke up my own ass, and I'm not tapping myself on the shoulder how smart I am. These things are expensive, especially the way Sally plans them. But the people, the reason why there's mostly old gits on these trips is because it takes them a lifetime of saving, scrimping, paying for their miserable fucking kids, when they have a few shekels to go spend on themselves. And you don't see many, 25-year-olds or 20-year-olds unless they're being brought by their parents or grandparents. You just don't see that. And that's why most of the people are my age on these trips. And Sally is more or less a kid on these trips. Now, in a few weeks, I'll have another birthday. There's not going to be any party, and I don't want anything from anybody. But I'll be 71. And and it just seems like just a while ago, I had my 70th birthday, which was widely publicized, and it was a terrific event that my wife planned and carried out with her and the efforts of the staff at Guthrie. But a year's passed now, okay, and the time flies, and for those of you that are older and that are running out of runway, pretty soon 5 years passes, 10 years passes, 20 years pass. And I can remember when I had my 50th birthday at Glom's Castle 21 years ago. I can remember when I had my 40th birthday at Guthrie Castle 31 years ago. I can remember I also remember my 21st birthday. I was in the military. It wasn't much of a party, but I can remember, all these dates creep up on you. and pretty soon they're going flying by like in a cartoon. And the questions that were asked of me, again, not just at Oxford, and the questions that I don't answer anymore, and I say it again, I don't answer the questions from Ask the $50 Billion Man. So we're going to continue to run the podcast because, as I mentioned, one or two of these podcasts before, 98% of the questions are just repeats from other questions asked. So it's time to move on. And in that regard, I'm this new project that we should be announcing in the next few weeks goes along with the idea or theme where I can interface with the public, but not on a scheduled basis where I'm filming, because it's a lot of work to film these podcasts. This podcast is very easy for me because I just talk while we're in the car to and from Guthrie. But the podcasts that aren't audio and video that are, that have a lot of work in them, these are edited slightly, but it's pretty simple to put them together. We're going to have a format so I can interface with the kids. Now, I have about 30 kids that say they want to see me in London when I'm in London. Now, you may have heard in your lifetime, the early bird gets the worm. Well, I've just gotten maybe 4 or 5 of the requests in the last week or so. Okay? We have posted my schedule for that I was going to be in London at least a month ago. Longer than a month ago. And yet, Johnny come lately, dipshits, retard mongoloids, you are seeing if you can see me now. Well, the ones that just sent in the requests, there's no way. We have had a waiting list since the first week. We've had a waiting list. And normally we take them FIFO, first in, first out. Not always. Because some of the kids, that want to see me don't want to see me for any legitimate reason, and selfishly, I want to be able to gain information, data from the kids, and if it's a lost cause, then I skip them, unfortunately. But most of the kids have legitimate. But I also have a time constraint. I only have so many hours in the day and so many free days that I don't already have meetings, or I'm not going out to dinner with Sally or other people. So, 1, send your requests to meet me early next time. This one's already taken care of. 2, be succinct in the questionnaire. Be sincere, honest, and succinct in your questionnaire. What you would like to accomplish in meeting me. And again, for about the 50,000th time, I do not talk about, am I interested in discussing your deal. And again, for about the millionth time, I only do business with people that I personally trained at the Castle Seminar, nobody else. So don't come to me with your business idea. If I'll tell you generally if I think you're on the right track, but not specifically to your business idea. Again, I also say, for those of you that have approached me on LinkedIn, I have my intention, if I accept you, is not because I want to do business with you, not that I don't want to have any kind of interpersonal relationship. I don't want to be your father. I don't want to be the alpha role model and you never had. I believe strongly that everybody deserves a chance to get started, and if being linked in to me helps you in that regard, then that's fine. May Allah be with you. But it's not because I want to be your friend. And I mean this with all the sincerity I can muster, and I'm smiling when I said, if you want a friend, go get a fucking dog. Not me. Not me, reacquaint yourself with your wife or your husband or your kids or somebody else, but not me. I'm the wrong guy. That's not what I do. As I alluded to a few minutes ago, this seminar that's coming up in about 10 days, the basic change and the biggest change will be how does Brexit affect the world, and not just the UK, but the EU and the United States and everybody else. And you'll be surprised at what my answer is. And I'm not screaming gloom and doom, but it will have some negative effects. And for every negative, there's a positive. So there'll be a corresponding other side of the equation. The one final thing before I close off, I say this again, and I mean it, and even though it's only got about a 95% success rate, pun intended, the success tests, coupled with the optimism and the pessimism tests that we have on my site, have about a 95% correlation to success, about 95. And I wish that I could say that I invented the test. I didn't. I took a couple of psychologists from Boston College, if I remember correctly, came up with the test, 20 plus years ago. But if you haven't taken that test, you should, because it's simple. It's only got, I believe, 16 questions. It takes a couple minutes, and it is really will tell you pretty much categorically, and you get the results back, I think within the day. But in that vein, I'm looking forward to the seminar, and I'm looking forward to meeting a number of people in London, and I'm actually looking forward to getting my body part that is worn out replaced. And Sally just whispered to me, so is she. She's tired of seeing me. You see, you don't see this when I have to get up in the morning to stretch for 15 minutes, and I have to stretch before I go to bed. But now I've ridden this particular body part as hard as I can. I can't go on much longer with it until I get it fixed. Okay, peace. See you guys around.